The first card you've got for your past is this Eight of Swords. Yeah, very difficult card. It's all about being stuck. This whole spread, I'm just looking at this whole spread, it's full of contradictions. It's making me feel really scattered, actually. And you know, the thing with you is, with Gemini, and I'll probably get in trouble for saying this actually, but you've got amazing insight. You can see into things. You can actually see right into people. You know how to solve people's problems. You know how to communicate, all that kind of thing. But I think because your mind's all over the place and you can see lots and lots of things at once, and quite often you're doing a lot of things at the same time, there's a lack of focus right now. I'm getting that. I'm getting a struggle to focus with this whole kind of contradictory spread here. A lack of focus, a little bit all over the place. And I think you do have that problem sometimes. Sometimes you're in charge of that. You can get everything under control. Sometimes everything kind of spirals out of control. You're doing too many things at once. You've got emotions here, things you've got to do there. You start things and you don't finish. I think right now it feels like it's one of those times in your life. That's the kind of thing I'm getting here, just looking at everything here. So yeah, it's like you've got all these things kind of swirling around in your head. And you're not giving anything your full focus right now. And you can see with this card here, she's not moving forward. She's not moving forward. And the thing is, she can move forward if she wants to. Because, the rope around her is quite loose. And, she's got a blindfold on, but it's quite loose as well, if you look at that. So she could take it off if she wanted to. But she feels as if she can't move forward because what's going on inside her head and inside her heart. It's the way she feels. So I think that's what's happening with you is you're struggling to focus on a lot of things. You're struggling to move forward on a lot of things because of the way you're feeling. So I've got lots and lots of things going on your mind, thinking, oh, I haven't done this, I haven't done that. There's this I'm not good enough feeling that you do get. And quite often with you, I find, you're quite, you're okay about yourself, you feel fine about yourself. But then when you get into this kind of frenzied cycle of like, oh, I can't focus, I don't know, I'm all emotional, that's when those I'm not good enough feelings start to come back. You start to say, oh, I'm so hopeless, I can't focus on this, I can't even do that, and I was supposed to do this and that. And, you put a lot of pressure on yourself. So that's one thing to think about. Try not to put so much pressure on yourself. The other thing I've got here is that might be bothering you is that there's someone that's on your mind here if this is you. Now, it feels like this might be someone an ex, someone you're supposed to have moved on from. But I think it feels like you haven't quite moved on in your head and in your heart. And they're not good for you. You know they're not good for you. You don't want them. Your mind tells you, I don't want this person back. I know they're not the right person for me. And I felt like I had to, this is what I'm getting for someone. I felt like they expected me to pretend to be someone else or to try and be someone else. And that gave me that I'm not good enough feeling. I'm not good enough feeling. You are, okay, you're good enough. You are good enough. Just because you weren't what someone imagined in their head, that doesn't mean you're not good enough. It doesn't matter what they imagined in their head. That's their problem. You're good enough. So I want you to know that. But it's one thing to know that, and I think you do know that. But it's one thing to know that, and it's another thing to feel that. So I think that's what you're still struggling with. And, the other thing about this person is that this ex, there's lots and lots of passion here, because you've got the Ace of Wands here. So when you've got this kind of heady mix of passion and not feeling good enough and knowing that the passion was fantastic, but the way they made you feel about yourself was the opposite. That's what I'm getting with the contradictions here. Contradictions in this relationship. It's really, really hard to move on from something like that, especially if you're remembering that passion. And you've got that passion in your mind. Oh, I remember when we did this and when we had this time, and it's all in my mind. It's really, really, really hard to move on from that. Passion is very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. It could be like a spell. It can be like a spell, and you can be under that spell, even though your mind wants you to move on. Not a literal spell, but it's like, it can be spell-like. because it really gets you in that feeling, and it's really hard for you to move on. So what I'm saying for you is, an idea for you might be, if, because I'm getting this, my mind's telling me to move on, but my heart's just saying, well, I can't just click my fingers and move on. How can I do that? I can't do that. So I don't know if this is going to work, but it's an idea I've got. It might help you. It's helped me, so I'll just tell you this. Getting into a new physical space. So I'm not saying literally move house, but you might be doing that. I hope you are. If you're surrounded by lots of old memories, that's a really good thing to do. But of course, it's not practical for everyone to just get up and move their house or their apartment, wherever they are. So if you can't do that, a few things you can do is change some things in your environment, change what you can change. So for example, if you're in a room, change it around, change the colours around, change the furniture around in your home or whatever. Change if you go to work the same way every day, for example. If you drive the same way, go a different way. If you go walking somewhere, go somewhere completely different. Go into a new town, go into a new place that you've never been before. Get lots of new memories in your head, get lots of new feelings, new experiences in your head, and that should help you to push out the old. So that's just an idea. The other big thing is, and I'm seeing this with you, this is going to sound totally crazy, but you'll understand me. You're a Gemini, you know where I'm coming from. I can be crazy, so you'll get this. I'm sure you will. Your phone, I'm not saying you're crazy, please don't be angry with me. Don't give me lots of thumbs down. But phones have a lot of your energy in them. And what do we carry around with us all the time? What do we have with us everywhere? Our phone. And it's almost like it's an extension of us, our phone. Phones are very powerful. I know people think that's totally ridiculous, but they are. They're an extension of us. And so change things on your phone, change the wallpaper, change other things around. The big one here is, of course, if you're trying to get over someone, is getting rid of old photos. That's a big one. It's hard to do. But if you can do that, that will help you as well. That's changing your environment, even changing things on your phone. So think about all those things. That might help you, because I want to talk about these really, really fantastic cards here, because what you've got in your future is fantastic if you can get rid of this old energy. Look at this, you've got, and you're capable of having all this. You deserve all this, and I'm telling you, you deserve all this. But you've got to get rid of the way this person made you feel. Not good enough, but also the kind of spell-like passionate kind of spell they had over you, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't make sense, but hopefully it makes sense to someone here. So, this is what you've got here. Look at these cards. You've got the Ace of Swords, you've got the King of Pentacles, money, stability. You've got action ahead of you. You've got the sun ahead of you. You've got the world ahead of you, freedom. All that's ahead of you. Yes, you've got the Tower, I know, I'll get to that in a minute. But you've got all these fantastic things ahead of you. And the way you're going to get to them is to remove this old energy out of your life. So do whatever you can to do that. And the other thing I'm getting here is, if you're struggling to focus, this might help you as well. I'm seeing lots of things you've started, and you can be a little bit like this. So you've started lots of different things, they're not finished yet. Projects, work-related things, things you've started working on and doing, whatever it is. See if you can finish as many things as you can. Get things tied up and finished, and that'll help you to kind of tie up your past as well and move forward into all these fantastic things you've got here. So hopefully that will help you to try, or at least it'll try and motivate you to do what you can to move on from this. You do not deserve to be around the energy of someone who doesn't think you're good enough. That's their problem. Yes, I'm bossy, I know. Okay, so there's something else here. Right, so I'm just looking at this Ace of Wands. I'm looking at that. I'm looking at the King of Pentacles together. So I'm getting, okay, so this is a little bit specific for someone, but I want to say this for someone. So with this King of Pentacles, I'm getting a father. So I don't know if it's your father. I don't know if it's if you're female, if you've got children, it might be the father of your children. But it's a father figure, someone who you've had lots of problems with in the past. Now, there's some of their energy coming into you. Now, I can't quite see if they're messaging you. You've got a page here, you've got the Page of Swords, so it might be that they message you directly. But the Page of Swords, he steps back and he watches. He can be a bit of a stalker. So it might not be that they're messaging you directly. It might be that you get some information about this person that comes in. So I'm in two minds about this. So it might be that you feel like, oh, this is coming and I don't want to focus on this. I don't want to talk to this person. I don't want to see this person. I'm trying to move forward. I'm trying to lose the old energy. I'm trying to focus as well. I don't need any of this coming and messing all that up. So you might decide to do that. Or if you decide to listen to this person, that's up to you, of course. If it is your father and you feel as if you really need to talk to them, or if it's your ex or someone like that that you need to talk to, especially if you've got children with them, you might have something practical to talk to them about. Play it by ear. Be very, very careful, because I am getting a lot of mixed energy around this. I am getting a lot of warnings around this. So if they come to you directly, listen to what they have to say, but be aware that you might have to kind of take a step back if you don't feel right about this. So protect your energy from this person. Listen to what they have to say if you feel as if you should do that, but really, really try and protect yourself. So yeah, lots of mixed energies around that. So either they're going to message you, whoever this is, or there's some information coming in about them. So just really be aware that that's coming in. Protect yourself from that, because you really, really need to protect yourself. You really need to get rid of a lot of old things, and that takes a lot of energy. So you don't want anyone messing that up. Anyway, I'm just repeating myself, so just watch out for that if that resonates with you, if that makes any sense to you. Okay, right, so the first card you've got for your present is this Page of Swords, the stalker. He's not always a stalker. He's, sometimes he is. Yeah, this is really interesting, actually. I'm looking all the way across the top now, horizontally. So you've got a few other blocks. So I just want to point out a few other blocks that I'm seeing that might be stopping you from moving forward. So with this axe I was getting that kind of made you feel as if you weren't good enough, I think that has brought back, especially at this time when you're very scattered in your energy, I think it's brought back a lot of old feelings for you. Because I'm seeing, this is what I'm seeing. This is specific, so it's not going to be for everyone. But I'm literally getting a school. I'm getting someone in their school days struggling with school, not being able to focus at school. Now, maybe because it's something like, it might be dyslexia, it might be something like, I don't know, a number of different things. I don't know, it might not be any specific thing with a label. It might just be struggling to focus. Now, schools are set up in a certain system where we all need to follow that system, and it doesn't fit everyone. The way things are taught are a system. It does not suit everyone. So what I want to say is, if you struggled at school, and especially if you had parents or people around you who really gave you a lot of problems around that, made you feel like you weren't good enough, the same kind of feeling again, if that's all coming up for you right now, the first thing I want to tell you is you're very intelligent. You're a smart person. I was getting that in the Eight of Swords. You can see into other people. You can see through other people. You have a special kind of intelligence that perhaps didn't fit in with that system. You know yourself. You have a very special kind of intelligence. So don't ever feel like you're not good enough. You are. You're 100% good enough. You're better than good enough. Actually, you're very different from that system. You don't fit inside any mold. That's what it is about you. So yeah, it looks like maybe you had parents or someone around you growing up who said, oh, you failed that exam, whatever it was, you failed that test, you're not good enough, blah, 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 you need to do better, you need to do better. And what I'm getting is, at that time, if this is you, when people told you that you weren't good enough or that you were failing or whatever they told you, something really, really horrible, they actually added to that stress, and then you became less focused. And that's what I'm getting with you with this axe here, is that if you've got lots of emotional energy and a lot of emotions coming in, you do struggle to focus because you're emotion based. And when the emotions come in, you can't see through that. There's nothing wrong with being like that, I have to tell you, if that's you. And what I'm getting as well is, since that time, you know how to manage that. So it might be that when the emotions come in, and you say, okay, I'm going to manage these emotions. I'm an adult now. I'm going to just lay a bit low. I'm not going to let them affect me. I'm just going to do my work. I'm not going to be around people. I'm going to tell them that I'm going to be by myself because I need to right now. That's one way of managing things. Another way is a beautiful way, which might suit you. I don't know if you're a creative person, but a lot of creative people are like you, if this is you. They put all their emotion into music, art, acting, all these creative things. Writing, they put all these things into that, all their emotions, and that's an outlet. Plus, you're adding something beautiful or something really interesting to the world. So that's a way to think about that too. You might want to start writing all your emotions out, or whatever outlet you have for that. Maybe you've already done that as well. Maybe you're a creative person. That might be you. If not, that's another idea to filter those energies. But yeah, look at this page. He's literally looking back over his shoulder at all these swords in the Eight of Swords. And swords to me are words. So someone, when you were growing up, probably when you're at school, said lots of nasty things to you. And it looks like he's fighting them off. So you spent a lifetime fighting off all these words with someone who didn't think you were good enough. And I think, again, with this axe, who made you feel like you're not good enough, brought back all those old insecurities. So you do not want to be around that. So you really, really need to try and focus. You really, really need to try and move away from that. So I really hope that makes sense to someone here. I know it feels very scattered, and when I go on and on, I think, does that actually make sense? So I really hope it does. And so, okay, so yeah, the other thing I'm getting in here is I'm looking at the Sun card right in the middle here. And I think because it's right in the middle, it's really important here. So if you look at the Sun card, what are they doing? They're outside. They're in a different location. They're having fun, literally having fun in the sun, like a child, playing around like a child. So get yourself out of where you are. Have a day off. Do something just fun. Just, when children play, do they have a purpose? No. They just want to play around and have fun. So be a bit like a child again, like the child on this card. Go somewhere just to have fun. Do something, walk around in nature. All of that's going to help to clear your head and clear these old energies out as well. So that's another thing for you to think of there. Okay. Right. This is it. Okay, there's a breakthrough here. This is your breakthrough. I think this is going to really help you to move forward from this old energy. Now, what I'm getting here, it feels a little bit like a confession. Now, again, this is kind of similar to what I was getting in this King of Pentacles here, in that energy back there. It's like, I think this is something coming through from your ex. Again, I can't quite see if it's a message coming directly from them or whether it's coming from someone else. But there's a message coming in, or there's some information coming into you. It's going to come into you. And what's going to happen is you're going to hear this. And I'm getting a very, with the Sun card, it's a very fun, silly energy. Look at that. Look at that child. It's all very fun. And so I think what's going to happen is you're going to hear this about them. It might even make you laugh because it's something very silly. And what's going to happen is you're going to find this thing out about them, and it's going to reduce them down to how they were in your mind. This is really interesting. Have a look at this. I want to show you this sequence of these cards. So you've got the Sun card here, and on the left of that, you've got that big, huge Ace of Wands, which is all passion and it's power. So they had a lot of power over your energy, this axe. And when you hear this, it's going to reduce that power down to a small child. So they're not going to be important in your mind anymore and in your heart. And that's going to really help you to move forward. And again, I'm seeing something funny here. So it might be something funny that you find out about them, or you might, you know, find out, oh, they did this and it's how ridiculous, or they said this thing, oh, that's absolutely ridiculous, or oh, they said they're going to be what, a movie star or something crazy. It's something very silly, and you're going to think, that is so ridiculous, you know, and it's just so funny, I'm laughing. And the fact that you can laugh, or the fact that you kind of roll your eyes and say, oh, that's so silly and childish, or whatever this thing is, that's going to be your breakthrough. That's going to help you to move forward. I love this for you. I so love this for you. I really hope this is resonating with you. And yeah, you've got the World card under this, the World, all about freedom. So that, hearing that information, whatever that is, and it's funny, it's going to help you to get that freedom. And look at this woman, she's flying in the sky, she's totally free. So that's really amazing. The other thing I'm getting in this World card is, if you're in a relationship with someone right now, it might be that, you know, you've got all these old energies still around you, all this has come up again, you know, something's triggered it, it's triggered all these thoughts, you're all unfocused. And if you are with someone, you know, they might be feeling like you're a bit scattered, they might be feeling like you're not focused on them, because you're not focused on anything properly right now, I've got to be honest with you. So if you are with someone, they might be thinking, oh, that they're not interested in me anymore, they're, you know, I feel a bit lost around them. What are they focused on? Do they actually want me? Someone might be feeling like that. So getting this breakthrough and hearing this information, it's just going to lighten your load and just make you feel a lot lighter and a lot freer and a lot happier. And I think that's going to put the energy back into this relationship if you are in a relationship. Because the World card can be about coming full circle, you know, going all the way around the world and coming back to the start again. So I think that is going to give you a fresh start in your relationship if you are in one. So hopefully that helps someone. So, right, so yeah, the first card you've got for your future is this Judgment card here. Big trumpet blowing. I don't know why I said that. Okay, right, so there's a lot happening here. Okay, before I talk about this, I'm going to talk about the Tower first, because a lot of people are afraid of the Tower. They see that and they're like, oh, the Tower, something horrible is going to happen to me. So I'm going to address that first, so I'm not keeping you in suspense. There's nothing horrible here. So don't be afraid of that. But what I am getting here is, I hope this is going to make sense. There's a big shift in the way you're going to start thinking about yourself. It's really good, actually. So what I'm getting here is, this axe that you had around you, this is what I'm getting with this Tower. This is this revelation you're having. This axe that was around you, they tried to change you into someone else. They wanted a certain specific thing in love. They were like, I expect this in my relationship. This Gemini person doesn't fit into that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to criticize them. So that's the kind of thing I'm seeing that with the Tower. The Tower obviously fell down between you. And what's coming out of that is this beautiful Judgment card, which is this big revelation. And it's like, you know, yes, they did try to change me, but you know what? I don't fit the mold of what they wanted. I don't fit any mold. That's why I was struggling when I was growing up. That's why I was struggling in school. That's why I was struggling to fit into the mold of the system of the school. I don't fit into the world system. I don't fit into the school system. And I don't fit into this blooming old access system of who they want in a relationship. I break the mold. And you know what? I'm very proud of that. I'm proud that I'm different. I'm proud that I can just be myself now. This is what I'm getting. Look at this. This is the naked spread. Look at this. I'm just noticing this. Right, so you've got a naked child in the Sun card. You've got the naked woman in the World card. You've got the naked woman in the Star card. And you've got all these naked people up here in the Judgment card. Nakedness. I've never seen a spread like this with all these naked people all together. Nakedness means